Lisbon, Portugal. This has long been on my list of places I have wanted to visit and explore with my photography. Its small streets, beautiful architecture and incredible lighting is something I have seen in many photos, and I knew it was somewhere I needed to go. So we booked 7 days here, and although this felt short, I was super excited to get away, as we haven't been out of the UK since the dreaded pandemic. And by we, I mean me and my other half, Lydia. So this video is going to be me just talking about my time here and sharing some of my favourite street photography images from the days I've spent here. All images have been shot on my Fuji X-E4 with a 27mm 2.8 lens, which is a recent addition to my setup, and it's an awesome little lens. And all the video was shot on the SONY A7IV with the Samyang 35mm 2.8 lens. I will be doing a review on both of these setups, as they are quickly becoming my go-to for travel and general out and about shooting due to their compact and lightweight feel, but more on this in another video. So like I said, we spent only 7 days here, but it quickly felt like somewhere I could easily find myself staying for longer. Wandering through the winding cobblestone streets of Portugal's colourful capital, it's easy to fall in love with Lisbon. The pace of life was something I felt really connected to. Coming from the UK, where we live at a rate of knots and days seem to merge into minutes, Portugal just felt right, like the world had almost slowed down, and I really love that. But one tip: bring your walking shoes. The streets here are hilly and the winding cobbled paths can leave you a bit winded, but it's enjoyable and the scenery just makes you want more. But there are plenty of options to get you about with the bike and scooters you can get through the apps, or maybe hop on the old trams. Everywhere you look in Lisbon, you will see these pretty tiles, which are actually mostly hand painted, and this is something Lisbon is really famous for. During the days here, I explored many parts of this amazing city and quickly racked up my step count. And obviously Lydia, who was with me, loves coffee, so we coffee shop hopped through the days and found some awesome little shops to get our caffeine fix. One coffee shop that was only down the end of the street we were staying was Hello Christoph, which I believe is relatively new. And while we drank coffee here, it housed an amazing array of beautiful magazines that I found myself engrossed in with the great images in them. Now the streets in Lisbon are very tight, and this really aids in shaping the light around the city. Also, the houses are painted in bright, wonderful colours, so it adds some nice visual interest into the shots. The sun will find small breaks in the architecture, and that will cast beautiful shapes onto the coloured walls, and using this, it's easy to create visually appealing silhouetted images. The old trams that go around the city have so much character in them. Their old beat up chassis and colours make some nice shots, and one street I ventured down was so tight you could just about fit down it while the trams went past. This made for some great shots and also some hair raising moments. Now, like I say, all these images are straight out of my Fuji X-E4, which I have dialed in a look onto, which means I don't have to edit the images. I do keep the raw files also in case there are some I want to do more with, but by not having to edit the images, it gives me more time to think about what I'm shooting. And also when I'm traveling and doing my photography, I just want to enjoy the process, and sometimes wading through images to edit can be an exhausting task. Well, for me personally, I know some of you love editing, but for me, I just want to enjoy the moments. It's amazing to see how much the city changes as you walk through it. It felt like every part had its own unique feel to the areas I visited, so this made shooting a super exciting experience. And I just want to also say that exploring new cities, it's easily to become visually overloaded, that you end up just snapping tons of images. So I like to spend a day just taking in the scenes and the vibe of the city, and this way it helps me to slow down that desire to overshoot. Lisbon reminds me a lot of San Francisco, with its trams and its super hilly environment. Some of the hills here are so brutal, especially when you've been walking out all day, then need to climb the hills to get back home. It really had my legs screaming for a sit down. Two amazing places that I visited on my last 2 days were the LX Factory, which is a location that houses some amazing independent businesses, and it's really worth exploring. The old buildings around here are incredible for photography, and I had a good snipe around and I picked off some amazing images. The other place was the famous Pink Street, the street of umbrellas that creates some beautiful images, and it's a really nice location. So if you are here, make sure you check out Pink Street. I have loved my time in Portugal, and without a doubt this won't be my last visit here. With its rich history and fascinating culture, you could spend a lifetime discovering the wonders of this unique red-roofed city. There are parts I didn't get the chance to visit and explore, so maybe next year I will look to return, especially as it's only a 2-hour flight from the UK, which seems crazy. Also, when you're walking around all day, it's super important to load up on Portugal's famous pasta del nata, which is cream cake in English, and honestly, they are incredible. I think I had about 3 per day, so yeah, I think my diet went out the window this week. So I'm going to leave you with a few more images from this trip. Honestly, I just had so many great images that I really love from this trip. I'm actually going to put together some limited prints for sale on my website. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below. But yeah, head over there if you like any of these images, and you can go and browse the gallery. I hope you've enjoyed the videos and images in this episode. Please drop some comments below if you have been here yourself, and you can recommend parts to visit. Also, I always love the feedback and connecting with you guys on here. Anyways, I'll see you in a video soon.